Hi, welcome to Mystic Moons. Mystic Moons is proud to have you aboard its psychic space shuttle. Today we're going to go to the Kuiper Belt and circle around our wonderful Earth. And we're going to look at crazy times news. Crazy times news, because we live in crazy times, and it's news. If you talk about it, it's news. So today's the fantastic day of discovery for the Vatican. The Vatican's going to have a news conference supposedly today to discuss relationships between, get this, humans, earthlings, and aliens. Aliens, get that? Not from a different country, but from a different planet. So that's going to be discourse of Pope Francis to tell Catholics and others around the world how to treat extraterrestrials. I mean, Martians have rights, Venusians have rights, and we're going to hear it from the Pope. Now keep in mind, the Catholic Church is not exactly unsophisticated in these matters, because they do have a high lens, one of the best telescopes on the planet, and its acronym is called Lucifer. Spell the word Lucifer. Just put a period at the end of each letter and capitalize it. But that's the name of their space observatory telescope. It's called Lucifer. Got it? So they've been up on this stuff for a long time. Now, I'm sure he's not going to say anything of great enlightenment, per se, but he'll give us some P's and Q's of how to act when our governments acknowledge the fact that humans, which we are supposedly descended from apes, are not the only thinking beings in the universe. Well, hardy har har. Isn't that a joke? Billions and billions and trillions of heavenly bodies, and we aren't the only ones. That sucks. Okay, so now we also have to say we heard some news today, earlier, of which is a bit discerning. We heard that the Iranian president has been killed in a helicopter crash. And that's, really sad news, because it's unexpected. I think he was only in his 60s, and he was quite popular in his own country, and he was traveling in an American helicopter too. That they say it was heavy landing or something like that, and the timing, the circumstances are all not exactly clear. They're being how do you say, doled out to the public, slowly, and it just seems very strange that with chaos in many of the region's countries, that one country that's not experiencing that much chaos would have a death of its leader. And it is unfortunate. In fact, it was strange, the timing, etc. Very strange. So I did a read on it. I pulled some cards, and what I got was the Four of Swords, and then I got the upside down Fool, Major Arcana card. Which, upside down means this was there's no flexibility. It was like an agenda. It was like It was not a paid as you go type of situation, which the Fool is more or less that type of experience. This was a very definite thing. And then here we have the Knight of Cups, bringing the message, an emotional message. And then I pulled out, I was only going to pull like 3 cards. However, then this card came with it, the Ten of Swords. Now the Ten of Swords with the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Cups. And this is rather bad timing, and it is what I'm going to do this again, but that just seemed to be very, unfortunately, a planned experience. It seemed to take the accident. We'll hear later today as the Russians are going to be investigating the situation, and they haven't released a definite statement yet, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good on our World War III outlook, which we've been in the World War III for a while, engaging Russia as an adversary, which is totally crazy. And Ukraine and Gaza, it's like these are not, and of course Sudan, Niger, and other places. This is not a good situation. And then, so anyway, we'll like look at that again, but that's something we can keep in mind. The mix has just gotten thicker, with more things happening, and the region itself is always a hotbed. It's been for centuries that way, and it will continue that way, especially when provoked. However, for a bit of humor, we still have the 2 elderly grandfathers, reaching out to become president. 79 and 80. I think Grandpa Trump's is 79 or 78, whereas Grandfather Biden is 81. And he keeps on saying strange things, and latest things he said was like talking about January 6th and calling them erectionists instead of what you should call them, but I guess that's what's on his mind. So today we're also going to have today is the day the Vatican is going to announce how Earthlings, mind you, this is not made up, how Earth people are supposed to treat people from Mars, people from Venus, and elsewhere. I mean, that's only our Milky Way, our solar system. But he's going to have a discussion on how Earth people should greet people from different planets. Now, he's not even saying that that maybe this Earth has already other life forms. He's talking about from another planet. And keep in mind, he should know a thing or two about it. The Vatican, even though the Vatican is the size of Central Park in New York, 9 miles, and there are no women and children in this country, which has a seat at the UN and is always called upon to make a public statements, and it has the same weight as other countries with billions and millions of people. However, they do possess one thing that they do possess, one of the most advanced telescopes in the world, and it's been functioning for quite a while. In fact, they even have an acronym for it that's kind of tongue-in-cheek. It's called Lucifer, and just spell the word Lucifer and put a period at the end of each letter. That's what they call their telescope, Lucifer. That's kind of cute, isn't it? That's crazy. Crazy. Especially with the whole thing about hell and heaven. And anyway, he'll be on today to talk about how to treat safe spaces for aliens. Okay? People from different planets. Well, not people. Beings from other planets. So if one planet has an insectoid race of intelligence, we'd have to, walk very carefully around, how to treat those. Or someone or another planet had reptilians, and we could not, show ourselves, we shouldn't make strange faces or make rash statements around different intelligence. So we're going to probably start learning something too, a thing or two. And then, so, now, let's see what else is happening with crazy time news. I think that's pretty big with the Iranian president, the escalation of World War III with his death. It's going to be hard to prove that different people or different countries were not involved in his sudden demise. And of course we're getting more and more and more military age illegal visitors or migrants coming in, lots of guys. So maybe since we don't have enough men here in this country, the women can pick foreign men, I suppose. Something like that. You'll have choices. And I guess be interesting. So they are wondering about how to get the latest robots here to, the humanoid robots, and how to get them more functioning in our society, of which jobs are like being tossed aside, business are closing, but you could play with a mechanical toy. And I advise all mothers to please get their sons enough dolls so when they grow up they won't be like the current generation of playing with mechanical dolls or seeking to have one. It's funny how most of the robots are made by males, I think. Mostly they, at least the presenters rather, of the robots are guys. And they're very proud of having their electronic mechanical dolls with 10 fingers, 10 toes, and biped and so forth, and look how it walks. So, Arizona has said you don't have to be a citizen to vote. Isn't that cute? That's cute. And, gee, you can come here in this country. I just hope when I go to another country, I can get, to stay in a 5-star hotel, get food, medical, and I could vote for the leader of the country. That's just cute. I mean, that's equality. I'm all for it. As long as I can do the same thing and go elsewhere, it's nice. Nice, nice, nice. And of course, when you come in through just crossing over, you don't have to take shots because I think they still have COVID vaccine shots requirement if you come here legally. But if you don't, you don't have to. If you just cross the border and just hop over, you can just come. You don't have to take any shots. So I guess that's an impetus to have good physical conditions. You could just run, swim over, cross over, etc. Instead of having a plane take you over and going through all those sticky papers. So, and as elections are getting closer and closer, and the grandpas are still at it. They're doing their thing, and we're being told, or suggested, which is the greatest, who's the greatest elderly gent is going to be for us. And of course, we do know that for grandfather Biden, it's Kamala Harris vote. It's, that's understood. And he's on the campaign trail, the Democratic candidate is getting the usual followers, the amount of followers. And since he's lives in he's so old, he remembers segregation between blacks and whites and Native Americans and whatnots. And he's using his same tones of bringing the history to life again, which is another thing of old people. Old people like things the way that they had it before when they were young, usually. It's called hardening of the arteries, or this is where I feel comfortable, therefore you must feel comfortable. And we all seen ditties beating up women, and the only thing I have to ask is, everybody knew it for several decades, and they did nothing about it. And the question we really should ask is, what did Diddy not do to keep things quiet and make things change? We can only speculate that he did something. So let's go back until let's just take another thing of, hi, you want a reading? Oh, well, hi. How are you? Hi, I'm saying your name wrong. Excuse me. I'm just filled with let's find out first of all. Let's do this together. Did the Iranian president, was that an accident? His demise, or was that a planned thing? That is bugging me. I mean, it hasn't been said or anything. Limited information. But let's see, Ashra, and all the other thinking people, was the Iranian president. I already did one by myself, and let's do it together. Let's see if we can get a more definitive, okay, let's get an answer on this. And let's see, was it an accident? Give us some, because investigations take time, and we're investigating on a psychic level. Okay, we took 3 cards. Upside down. I don't want it upside down. Ooh, upside down. No. We have an upside down 10 of cups. And I thought I got rid of all the inverted cards. Alright. So it was not a good thing, obviously. It was not a way, I think, to celebrate. Here we have the 6 of Cups. And the 6 of Cups could be the person who, usually it's a 6 of Cups, a discovery, and also a sense of well-being. If you could shop, if you could do this, if you could do that. And filling and needing and searching. The 6 of Cups. It could also, 6 of Cups, that's also seeking. Let's see. Seeking. More than one involved. And here we have the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what kind of aspect this Wheel of Fortune is. The Wheel of Fortune, what kind of wheel? Is that a good Wheel of Fortune or or something different. What kind of Wheel of Fortune is this? Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Let's see. The Iranian president, Rishi. We have the Lovers. This is strange. We have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the Lovers, and we have the Nine of Cups. Still doesn't make any sense. Why would the Lovers, maybe it was a twofold deal, and it was planned by two, it was like two elements, two parties involved in the presentation of this Wheel of Fortune. Someone dying. Doesn't make any sense. Let's clarify this further. Like this one and this one. Well, we have the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Cups. All right. Let's see about the Six of Cups. This is truly a mystery. It was clearer before, but let's see. Maybe there's been some new elements connected with it. Alright, connected with... Now we have the Six of Cups. Let's see, the Six of Cups. Six of Cups. The Sun. And we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups. The Page of Cups and the Sun. For the death of a world leader. This is some eerie cards. Now the first thing we got, like, let's see this, not a thing to celebrate. Okay, this was not a thing to celebrate. Not a good thing. We have the Ten of Cups inverted. Let's see. Over here we have two cards. We just picked two cards. Let's see. And we have the Page of Wands. This is truly perplexing read here. The Page of Wands is an idea of a spark of controversy. And the fact that there were like the Six of Pentacles here. The Six of Pentacles, which is basically two parties involved trying to be diplomatic. Two parties involved. It was not a one person, it was not a one-on-one. It was not a one-on-one. Here we have the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups having enough prosperity and enough energy to go out and mingle with the crowd to see what is lacking. And this Sun and this Page of Cups sounds like it was a calculated move. This was a calculated move with some sort of somebody was sure they were going to come up on top on this. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune with the 9 of Cups under it and the Lovers. And under this we have the Walk-Away card, the 8 of Cups, and we have the 9 of Wands. Well, someone was very happy about the experience, and they felt it was for their own merit that it happened, their own pleasure, their own gain. It was for a gain. It was a gain. It was a gain by taking out the lead, by the leader of a country in a region of the world that is highly volatile, highly controversial. Taking out their leader was meant to throw the country into chaos. And that is what the Lovers would be insinuating. Chaos. And the basis of this is, of course, chaos. Walking away in the midst of trouble. And that would give the world, or the person that it would benefit the most to have this leader no longer in existence, the upper hand. The idea, since the basis of this Wheel of Fortune is burden and neglect, or just chaos. And that is what the desired goal is. Alright, so on the top of it we have upside down 10 of Cups. Then we have the 6 of Cups, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the 10 of Cups is the chaos. The 6 of Cups is the wanting and needing, of not having everything in place. And for the Wheel of Fortune, it benefits whom? Whom does such a situation benefits? That is trickled down to the obvious of who it benefits. So I would say right now, in the terms of the investigation, they're trying to pin it together. Pin out the actions of who did it. How did it happen? Who benefits from the death of a leader of a country, Iran? Who benefits? Who benefits from this source of wheel? Who benefits? Who benefits? Who is ecstatic with joy because they can watch the demise? They can watch and applaud. No country right now can afford to have its leaders all of a sudden distinguished when they're counting on their leaders. All countries. No country can afford such a loss without an obvious. Alright, we'll do this again because this is a developing matter. But we're not going to do it right this minute, but we already did twice. And we know that it is a very negative 10 of Cups. There is not, we don't even have to do a reading on the negativity element. The question is, who? We know why, but who? American-made helicopter. Why was he in an American-made helicopter? The investigation will prove a few things. So, now, do I have a question here from Ms. Ruby Jewel? Or anyone? I don't know if I have anyone even looking. But the point of the matter is this crazy times news. And let's take a little, let's do the Pope's thing too. The Pope, he has agreed, or he has instructed his team to have a press conference on aliens, alien relationships, check it out. We're having a press conference. Of course, today's events, this morning events of the Iranian president and his foreign minister, his foreign relations minister, could change things a bit. However, he is going to talk at this point still today. And you do know, of course, that the United States government has given itself until October, I think, 20th or October 21st. Strange, that's the same month of Halloween, maybe 10 days before Halloween, to come forth with every single file that was ever created, and tell the world what they know. Of course, that may seem a little contrived for them actually to do that. Do you imagine the United States government saying everything that happened in the last couple hundred years that it knows of about aliens? Anyway, they're supposed to do that. In the meantime, every week they're going to have things talking about, like, aliens did this, aliens did that, and we've seen this, and we have this footage, and we found this, and we found that. So, anyway, let's see. If the Vatican's going to tell us, what will the Vatican tell us about aliens? Let's do this. Let's see now. What can the aliens tell us? Well, the aliens, right. What can Pope Francis tell us? How is he going to tell us about how to treat an alien? I guess he is. So let's take a 3 card and see what Pope Francis is going to tell us how Earthlings to treat aliens with respect and dignity. All right. Coming from his country, that's the size of Central Park in New York. Okay. 3 cards. Now, what are you going to tell us, Pope Francis, about aliens and how to treat them? Okay. 3 cards. Now, let's see what Pope Francis is going to... First of all, we have the 2 of Swords. It doesn't seem very blah blah. Meaning he's probably not going to tell us the real deal. Ooh, the Ace of Swords. He'll say enough to make us, to tantalize us. Well, he's going to say something. Well, then we have the 8 of Cups. So I say Pope Francis, here we have. We're not even going to take this. We're going to wait till he actually comes out with his statements. But he's going to tell us something. Not the whole, the whole thing. He's not going to give us the whole pizza. He's going to give us a slice of the pizza. But it should be enough to make us go, uh-huh. And then he's going to make an abrupt exit and leave you to your own weird thoughts. He's saying, I give you enough weirdness, now you're on your own. So he's going to say something. Seeing we have the Ace of Swords, he's going to communicate something. So we can discern that much.
I wonder what he's going to say. We've been in contact. I have a guest. He's a guy too. There's no women there's no women here. Not even our cooks are women. We have all guys, no kids, no children rather. Kids are goats, and he would eat one. All right. So now we know that he is going to tell us something. Stay tuned, masses, proletarians, people of the world. Pope Francis is going to tell us something that we, in our wildest sci-fi movie, have suspected all along. That maybe he's going to say that we're not alone. Okay, he's probably going to say that. And then leave us to speculate. And then he's going to say, not all Venusians, Martians, Saturnians look like us or our robots that we make with, strange walk cycles and, things like that. Okay, so now that's interesting, don't you think? What other type of I'm going blah, 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 blah. What other, I'm so excited about hearing about aliens. I can hardly contain myself to what he would really say. What can you say to a world gone mad, to a world who's on the brink of public World War III, with all the millions and millions and millions of dollars going into weapons? Certainly not going into peace and prosperity. Maybe a nice piece would be to have some kind of young-looking man running for president for the United States. That would be a piece of something. Instead of we already know that both of these guys are going. To me, it's going to make no difference. We're still going to have World War III because we've already invested so much. Not we. The war industrialists have invested so much money. They want their war. They want their war. And it's already happening. It's very sad. Well, what can we do? We can, as a people of the world, we can say we want peace. And how many is there more of? Warhawks? I want war, I want peace, I want war, I want peace. But it's very, very strange that kRAZY the president of Iran has passed in a helicopter crash. It's very strange. Usually you would pass in a plane crash, not a helicopter. It's very, very strange, shocking. And it's terrible. And here we have very, very strange things are happening. Very, very strange things. Anyways, crazy times. It can't get much crazier when you have people discussing aliens that aren't committed lunatics. And you have war talk, but it's not war. War is peace. And we are just still becoming a backwards country. Now this is really like, you got to ask yourself, this is too much though. Let's say now we do discover, no, it is acknowledged that there are other planets with life forms. And what are we doing? We're doing stupid things. We're doing, you know, genitals, genitals, and genitals. Are we giving out at least telescopes, microscopes? No, we're keeping ourselves stupid, and we're talking about stupid things. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Because maybe they're already here. Now, I'd like to know that what are they going to do with the beings that aren't really human, and I don't mean whales or gorillas, that are already here? What are they going to do? They find out that they've been coming here for ages. Maybe that's what the whole thing the Vatican is going to say. They've been here for ages. They've been here for millenniums. They've been here longer than our recorded history. So we have to just stay tuned, because we just can't be talking about Trump and Biden and other things, immigration, crime. No, we're going to be talking about aliens. And we just started to talk about robots, having your own robot. Now we have to switch to robots and aliens. Maybe the aliens gave us the robots. It's possible. It's possible. Because, I mean, we would have had them before. Or maybe they're actually like, you know, some of our people are not quite human. Who knows? Or maybe there's like mixies, you know, half Earthlings, half Martians, that have been like running around for centuries, not millenniums, because we're not that old. Our humanity is not recorded to be that old anyhow. So anyone who would like to comment, any subscriber, any non-subscriber, anybody who's taken this journey to the Crazy Time News, is welcomed. And do I have anyone who's still around? I have no idea. But I will stay here for a little bit. If Ruby's there, Ms. Ruby Jules, if she's there, but I didn't really hear anything. Anyone? How are you? I'm good, I'm good. How are you, All-Star? All-Star. That's a nice name you have. I'm good. I'm good. I feel very sad about the Iranian leader. That's terrible. The confusion for the people in that country. How are you doing? I'm anticipating too Pope Francis' press conference. So I'm good, and are you good? Where are you calling from? I mean, it's pretty late, but I'm up. I'm good, I'm good. Oh, that's good, that's good, that's good. So, what's going on with you anyway? That you're doing good. What's going on with you? Isn't this a big news day? Though, I mean, it's large. It's large. It's very big. You're from India. Goa, Bombay, New Delhi. Where else do I know? That's about it. That's all I know. must be like, let's see, if it's 3 o'clock here, 3 a.m. Actually, what time is it? It's almost 5. Near New Delhi. Oh, I stayed up all night long again. I do that sometimes. I stay up like late. Well, it must be, let's see, if it's 5 o'clock here, it must be in the afternoon, 3 o'clock? 3 o'clock? You're 10 hours ahead. I'm in the United States. So you must be 10 hours ahead of me. If it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. 3 o'clock, yeah. I'm pretty good, yeah. Well, it should be dawn soon. Dawn. It should be dawn soon. It should be. I just wanted to make some headway. I like the nights. Yeah, it was a nice night. It was quiet. Even though I'm in the country. It's the night is good sometimes. The pretty lights, things like that. So, you're having a good day. That's good. So, what do you think of the Iranian president? What do you think? A moment of sadness. No, it's sad. I just hope that people can pull themselves together over it. Oh, well, some of it's nice. It pretty much looks the same, you know. It looks, if you've been one place in the U.S., it looks the same. I mean, there's no great buildings. I mean, let's see, where would it be interesting? Well, I mean, there's interesting things everywhere. You have to go out west. You have to go out west and see like the ancient, or the older Native American things. You have to do that, yeah. But I think, India is so interesting. You have all those older buildings, and ancient culture. Yeah. Exactly. Red Indians. The red people. Well, I think that this, I don't know, the timing of this passing definitely is not good. The timing is not good. In the Middle East, it's not good. It's not good at all. Let's see, will this lead to more tension? Let's see if this passing leads to more tension. It should. Let's just see. Wait a minute. Will this lead to more tension? More tension in the area. Will this lead to more tension in the area of the Middle East? Will this lead to more tension between Israel and Iran? Let's see if this leads to more tension between the two. Alright, more tension between the two. Let's see, one, this card, and this card. Let's see if this leads to more tension. The Hermit. If this leads to more tension. And then we have the Emperor. And then we have Strength. Well, we have three major arcana cards. We have the Hermit, we have the Emperor, and we have the Strength card. Will this lead to more tension? Well, it seems like there's going to be isolation, and somebody is pissed. When we have the Emperor and we have Strength card, that, look at this. We have one country by itself, an isolationist. Then we have the Emperor, which has a few parties connected to it, and we have the Strength card. The question is, whose side? The question is, who is the stronger of the two? What is the stronger situation of the two? Would you say that could be inferred? What is the stronger, by yourself or with an Emperor? Is a body of a collective. A collective. They have control over a collective. So that person, this is the opposite. These are two opposites. And this is, where is the strength? Israel has the United States and NATO. It is the both sides. It's a question of who acted, who. It's a question of today. Who gets blamed? What gets blamed for today's incident that the side of the strength will side with? Either today, this card, the Strength card, will be the evidence that they find at the scene that connects or isolates either side. And it's not a question of Iran being isolated, true, because Russia, India, Pakistan, etc., showing their condolences. We're talking about Israel. Will the blame be put on Israel? Or not the country per se, but the government of Benjamin Netanyahu? That is the question. Where this Strength card will go. Will it go for the sympathy? Or will it go for the collective? That's the question. That's the question. Oh, and one last thing I must say. It's been over a week now, and there's a country, in Canada, there's a province, a small province. It's an island. It's called Madalena, that you have to have a QR code to leave it. Isn't that cute? You can't go and come as you wish. You have, and there's a tick to it. You have to, there goes my now. You have to pay to leave. It's free to come in, but you have to pay to leave the country. You have to pay equivalent of 30 USD to leave the town, the island of Magdalena. Canada is not the place to be anymore. They have the thought police on you online if you say something, you know, not in sync with Trudeau's vocabulary. I guess if you even talk about Trudeau in a negative manner. So much for Canada being one of the stewards of peace and love and freedom. But anyway, so that is about it for today. I am going to depart. I don't think I have anything, so I'm going to say goodbye. No one wants to have a reading. I am going to say that's it. So thank you very much, and I'm going to go. So if you, anyway, thumbs up, any comments, please feel free. And if you have anything else interesting that you'd like to talk about, to Crazy Times News, any reads, anything, let's stay tuned for today and see what develops, because it's crazy times. It's crazy out there. Very crazy.